So now we come really to the end of this particular chapter, right, to conclusion. And so in conclusion, what they say is Alvin Plantinga is clearly, kind of a different sort of Reformed apologist than Dorian or Gordon Clark or Cornelius Van Til.
Right.
He represents what they call the left wing of Reformed apologists, right? Advocating in many respects, a more classical approach to the field. Nevertheless, they suggest that his indebtedness to Kuyperism with regard to, his approach and his advocacy for the idea that belief in God is properly basic, right, is kind of a reformed type of apologetic, right?
Right. Well, Deward's philosophy is essentially a highly sophisticated development of Kuyperian position. Clark combined the primacy of the deductive logic, characteristic of the classical model, with a radical view of the Bible as furnishing the premises for which logic can derive conclusions qualifying as knowledge. The result is an unusually rationalistic form of Reformed apologetics.
Right. And then finally, Van Til, who is by far, they suggest, the most controversial of the major Reformed apologists of the 20th century. He combined the apologetic tradition of Old Princeton, which drew from both classical and evidentialist approaches, with the anti-apologetic theology of Kuyper. He used the concept of a transcendental argument, which was at the heart of Duyvier's philosophy, but he employed it as an overtly apologetic argument. And so the result is a theory of apologetics that has been both highly influential and, of course, severely disputed, right?
Yeah.
And so they tell us here that in the next two chapters, they're going to spend some time and pay special attention to understanding Van Til in their analysis of the Reformed approach to apologetics.
Right. Reading Van Til is always hard. He's coming from a different time. His audience is different, and so that's why a lot of people say someone like Frame or Bahnsen tends to be the way to go for our modern ears because of their work in it. And so it's going to be.
And I think English was a second language for him.
Yeah, I mean that helps. So who he's talking to is both foreign and domestic for him. And so the standard is the same as we've done in other sections of this book. Is next we look at the kind of 6 points of the meta-apologetics, and then the chapter after that is the 6 questions that all apologists have to answer, and then the authors look at the positives and negatives, and we'll see if there are any. Maybe this is like the one and only letter in Revelation that has no negative complaints that Jesus has for the church.
Lots of luck, right?
And yeah, we'll just check this one off, and we won't have to cover fetism at all.
Yeah.